Welcome to About 6 Acres. I'm Nick.
And I'm Juana.
And this is part 2 of our DIY no-waste hay feeder for the goats.
Did we finish it?
If we did, do the goats like it?
Did we like it?
Did we hit any snags along the way in our build?
You know us.
Never.
Of course we did. Let's watch. Right now we have a little bit of sunlight and we didn't get a chance to work on it during the day, so we're going to try to get a little bit of the roof done. During the week, we're kind of at the mercy of what time allows, and so hopefully we can get some stuff done.
It's like 80 degrees. That's crazy.
It feels awesome. So let's get started.
This is the point in the project where we have to take things apart that we put together because we ended up speeding through the process and had wood bending in ways that they shouldn't be bending.
In the end, it's just a couple of screws that needed to come out, and it's still looking mighty good.
The sun has gone away, set a lot faster than we thought, so we're gonna call it an evening, but we're glad that we got the plywood on for the roof. We figured out some angles for the brackets, which we'll probably attach tomorrow, but for now, we're gonna call it a night. And the stars are out. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it's so pretty.
So it's day 3 of our DIY no waste hay feeder for the goats. And there's a couple of things that we're going to be doing today, but let me catch up on where we were. So we built the tray to the height that we feels fits our girls. And so we didn't want it to be too tall because our girls are Nigerian dwarfs. So we wanted to make sure that they could get to it comfortably. The other thing we did was we changed up what we saw in the inspiration video, and we included 4x4 legs. And we just wanted to make sure that they were sturdy. And also, since they're pressure treated, we feel like that will help out with the elements. Today, there's a couple of things that we're going to have to redo. Yay us.
When we added the 2x4s, we realized it's making the roof a little bit too heavy. So we're gonna remove those, but we're gonna reuse them for supports running underneath to help support the roof. And then we're gonna cut 2 more pieces this size and put in the middle of the roof underneath the plywood to help any sagging, and again to give it more support in the middle, so when we attach our aluminum roof panels, we'll have stuff to be able to screw it into. A little extra work today, but that's okay. So we just got done switching out with our 1x4. So we put our 1x4 in the front, reattached our plywood. We put an extra 2x4 beam in the middle that we offset so the plywood doesn't sag. Now we're putting these braces on underneath to give it a little bit more support on the ends and stability, more longevity. We have our roof done. Now we're moving to the metal roof panels. We're going to try to use the remnants that we have first, that we have in the pile, before we use our fresh sheet. So we're moving along. We're going to measure it to 27 inches long, and then we're going to use our chalk line and snap a line and use our handy snips. And we're going to cut along that line. Easy peasy, because you don't want to use an angle grinder or anything, because that'll basically cause the integrity of the ends to be exposed more to rust. So snipping gives you a cleaner cut. Easy peasy, just like we did for the chicken coop. One of the roofer.
There's always that fun part of the project when you're sitting there going, everything is going so smoothly, something is going to go wrong, and then the easiest thing goes wrong. So we're working on the roof, which is super easy based on the fact that we don't have to deal with heights and the fact that we kind of know what we're doing, sort of. So the roofing material that we have actually has a design, so to speak, or a pattern on it, which means we can't just cut it wherever we want without it impacting the integrity of the roof, and also without it impacting just how the water flows. So we literally are having to re-rack and figure out how we're going to properly attach the aluminum to the top, knowing that the aluminum is 36 inches and the top of our hay feeder is 48 inches, but the patterns, the valleys and hills are, 12 inches apart, so I can't just cut it wherever I want haphazardly. So, fun times. We think we figured out a solution. It may not be what a roofer would do, it may not be what you would do. Let us know what you would do, actually, but since this is not, a building or a home, and since we are tall enough to see the roof and can see any kind of wear, we just decided to trim the hill off of this bottom piece and then kind of overlap it. So, not sure if that's what a professional would do. Actually, I don't think that's what a professional would do.
Okay, we're at a stopping point for the day. We have the roof all secured, got our roofing panels up. We're gonna pick up the ridge cap that sets on the top here tomorrow and then install that. And then all we have to do is install the basket that's gonna hold the hay, and then probably some long footers for the feet to give it some stability on the ground. But did well. Lucy and Poppy are looking forward to it. Ready for your hay feeder? Maybe. We think we're at the home stretch of our no waste hay feeder for the girls and boys. So we're gonna do a couple things today. One is we're reusing this gate that's been on the property and has been sitting here for 2 years. What we're gonna do is take this grate off and use it as sort of our size to our feeder where the hay is gonna set in. So we gotta cut that with the grinder or bolt cutters and get it attached, and then attach our ridge cap that we picked up today.
Mm-hmm. Above. Yep. We're down to the last two steps, which are installing the grate, and I started to do it and ran into a little bit of an issue with we were using fencing staples, so that's not going to work. It splintered the wood. I don't know if we're going to have to cut a new piece of wood, which I do have an extra, or what, but not the ending that we were hoping for, but we're going to call it a night because it's just too dark.
We had some time to think about the design of the hay catchment, or where we're going to put the hay into. Originally, the inspiration we had from the video had these 2x2 frames, but this is splitting. To me, it's not going to have integrity. We tried attaching some of the metal panel to it, and again, it was just splitting, really hard to get to. So we're going to substitute the 2x2s with 2x4s and maybe make the opening a little bit larger. That way we have enough area that we can attach fencing staples to, or hooks to, so the metal panels can be attached properly and securely.
Got so many supervisors, Nick. So we're going to add one piece of wood, and I don't know what size it is because it came from something else, just to be able to add resistance to the grate.
Now that we attached our metal grates to our feeder to make our basket, we're gonna cut triangular shapes out of our plywood to put on the sides here and then attach it to the feeder.
Yeah, if you bring it there, but then I'm gonna move it back, right? Hi, Lucy. You're so sweet. Did you come to inspect progress? We're almost at the end. I know you only care when there's actual hay in there.
It's done. It's completed. We got the basket inside set. All good. Lucy came out to inspect it. Now we just have to move it inside their pen and get hay. Lucy's ready.
This is the part where we realized that we meant to build part of it inside the goat area, and we just got excited and forgot. So we're gonna have to take one of the braces on one side and then put it back in when we get inside. And that should be easy peasy. Forget I said that, because every time we say that, it is never easy peasy, but we're rolling with it.
Harder than we thought. We had to disassemble in order to get it in, and then we'll have to reassemble. So
Why did I say easy peasy? Don't say easy peasy.
we have the hay feeder in the pen. It took a while. We knew we had to finish some parts in here, but we got too excited and finished outside of the pen. So we had to disassemble, move it in, and reassemble. Got some hay in there, so the girls are taking their turns to check it out. Wondering what it is. We're gonna get more hay later, but we're gonna test it out for them to get used to know that it's here, so they're not eating on the buckets on the floor anymore. And you can see how it's collecting the finer chaff on the bottom. They'll chew and pull what they have out and eat over the tray. That's the goal, and we'll test it out for a couple weeks and come back with a review to see how it goes. But we're done. Yay, lettuce! Thank you all for watching as we do this build. It was super exciting. Tested our patience at some times, but glad you joined us. As always, you're awesome and you're loved.
Lucy's eating the tripod.
Yeah, Lucy, there's hay over here. Hay over here. Come on. You see the cows? Come on, Lucy. Buffet. You want a buffet? You already stuffed your face, right?
She did.
She stuffed her face. Minnie's doing exactly what, eating the little fines. Good job, girls. Who is standing on there? Aurora? Aurora, what's going on?
Rory, you're not supposed to be standing on there.
We got little pieces up here.